Okay, this time I'm live. What's up, folks? OBS just updated itself, and the only thing I see different is the layout for the audio mixer. As soon as I finished updating, the audio mixer was like vertical. Like, you know, those... Excuse me, I don't know what they call those. Those physical audio mixer devices where you can take the thingy volume up vertically. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Interesting layout, but I prefer the old previous default, which was the dB adjustments where you can do that horizontally. Other than that, yeah, no, OBS is still everything. All my settings still remain the same. Anyways, there's a new game that I got, and I was very thrilled when it was first announced. Alright, hang on a second. I need to adjust my microphone stand. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Turn. Okay. I think that should be it. Anyhow, yes. Thomas and Friends? Heck yeah. This game, when it was first suddenly announced, of all places, PlayStation YouTube channel, Xbox YouTube channel, I was like, huh, okay, we're getting a Thomas the Tank Engine game. Okie dokie, might as well check out the trailer. And was hit with nostalgia within the first millisecond. Playing the original theme tune that I'm sure a lot of people would recognize right off the bat. And yeah, it looked pretty good. They didn't... And of course it didn't occur to me to find out who was developing the game. And that they had a YouTube channel that basically discussed what the game was going to be about. And there I was just staring at my screen thinking, where's the gameplay? What is the gameplay? And bottom line, it's like one of those train simulation games. In fact, even looking at their YouTube channel description, the devs, Dovetail Games, yeah, they're known to make a bunch of like, no, not a bunch, but at least on their channel, you'll notice that they only have Thomas and Friends content in terms of the game. But no, on their description, they said that they are known to develop train simulation games. And yeah, they have links to other channels of other train simulation games. So that pretty much connects the dots. It all adds up. And yes, I personally have experience with one of the simulation games. Not the train one specifically. I think it was Bus Simulator. Obviously, many of those kind of simulators you see on the digital stores, it's funny how they're from different publishers and developers, yet somehow graphically they look the same. Maybe they're all in... Maybe all these simulation games are actually under one company or something. And they're all sharing the same license engine, whatever that engine is. And as far as I know, I don't think it's Unreal, because I didn't see the Unreal license either in the trailer or even in the game itself here. Anyways, as soon as the game came out, I had like a thought. I was like, am I really gonna buy Thomas and Friends video game over something like Resident Evil 9? And that's what I did. I mean, not to say that either games are bad, and it's just that, well, if I want to be honest, this game was not even being sold at, you know, the typical retailer price that we see today. Like, you know, in Canadian dollars, it's like nowadays games are like $100. But no, I'll get Resident Evil 9 eventually, of course. But as of now, $100 is asking a lot for a game that I'm already familiar with. In fact, I've been replaying a lot of RE4 remake. So, and plus, I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 9 is going to go on sale. The game just sold over, if I recall, recently they just announced that they just sold over 6 million copies. And since the RE9 is going to have DLC in the future, it's already in the works. I wouldn't be surprised if they started doing their, I don't know, 10% discount. I would take 10% discount over where it is sitting at now. So then I came to that conclusion and be like, you know what? I can wait for RE9. I might as well get this. This is a franchise, an IP that I've grown up from the 90s. Yes, I am what the kids call a boomer. But hey, us boomers, some kids today should be thanking us because, hey, I'm sure you all remember Thomas for being that big dragon in Skyrim. Or recently, there's now a Thomas mod for RE9. Not gonna say which character specifically, but yeah, you should be thanking us boomers, I guess. Anyways, as for the game itself here, yeah, again, it's like Train Simulator. So once again, I'm familiar with the simulation kind of games. And yes, I've already finished all of the story mode, including a paid DLC story. Starring one engine named James. And it's funny how I say next to Diesel, he stands out the brightest, being the only bright red engine in the game. There's like other things to do in this game. Like there's actually collectibles to find throughout the map. There's a camera. There's a photo mode you can take. Hell, you can even do like machinima style if you wish with the free camera control. Then there's timetable mode, which I'm gonna get to later. And as for the stories, they did say there's like some new stories, but the one that I was more looking forward to is the reimagining of the stories. And as I was playing through, I was like, at first I was like my memory of the old episodes of the show was kind of like blurry. But as I was playing, I was like, oh, yeah, it's coming back to me. The childhood muscle memories were coming back, and I was like, yeah, I remember this happening. I remember that happening. And apparently I heard that the narrator, I think the second narrator, in the UK version at least, was reprising his role as the narrator for this game. What was his name? I think it was like... Hold on. I don't want to like try to butcher the name. Because yeah, in the UK version there was like two... No, there was more, was it? Oh no, there was more than two actually. More than two narrators throughout the show's history. So yeah, but the narrator for this game is Mark Morrigan, I think that's how you pronounce it. Just trying to, I'm looking at his last name, just making sure I got it right. He took over, it says here he took over the narrator role for the show from 2013 to 2017. But hey, I'd say he did a pretty good job. So yeah, the memories were like flooding back. And I was like, dang. They still retain the original source material. After that, after I finished the story mode, I actually went back to rewatching some of those episodes that was played in the game here, and I was like, was each episode of Thomas really that short? Like, dang, I thought they were longer, or maybe that's my childhood mind, but yeah, at least each episode was like at least 5 minutes long. 5 minutes long, if not shorter than that. But yeah, regardless, I rewatched them and I was like taken aback. I was taking back, being taken back to the past, being like, you know, the show had a very artistic style of the show, using like the little figurines, actual little train figurations, and I was like, yeah, oh yeah, and then how they make use of the close-up shots. Oh, and of course, yes, even if you even look back on the TV show, there are some dark moments of the show that you don't often see or recall as a kid, or you never notice as a kid, but now as an adult looking back, I'm like, dang, that's some dark shit. That's some dark stuff. And it was a show meant for both parents and kids to watch. I mean, yeah, you have to remember, kids shows do have morals. And at least Thomas and Friends, the book and the show, or more like the show that the book is based off of, does have morals. What are those morals? Well, that depends on which episode you're looking at, of course. It's not all in one. But yeah, what I hope to see in this game, because apparently there is gonna be some news for the real Sodor Adventurer. I'm assuming they're gonna have like more DLC, because as of now, James is the only DLC character. At first I was like, why is it like over $20 for just one engine? Turns out no, it's because not only do you get James, but you get like stories that involve James and the other characters. So basically DLC expansion, you have both a story and a character. It's like an RPG. Your typical Japanese RPG game where you get a character and extra story content. So you're not just paying for just one character. You're paying for, you're getting more than the money's worth, I guess. Or I should say, as getting a lot more as the asking price, for the asking price. So I'm assuming maybe we'll get more trains, more steam engines and such. And I'm honestly I'm hoping that's the case. Cause yeah, they did the roster is not so bad, but I think they could have gone the extra mile to throw in even more classic characters like who was it, Henry, Edward, Toby, or hell, they could even Birdie the bus is in the game here, but you don't even get to play as him. Which, understandable, this is a train simulation game, but Birdie is part of the Thomas universe, and you gotta add him in. Plus, the game actually has roads, and I think some of the roads are even connected. I mean, I guess that depends on the game, how the game is built, but hey. Also, I didn't notice that the island of Sodor here, that's what it looks like. The map, the entire island. I guess I never really questioned it all these years. I mean, especially as a kid. And this is actually how, I guess this is how the land is shaped throughout the show. But you may notice that there is a small little town here. I wonder what that is. Because other than the mainline episodes that you probably more or less remember, there was another part of the island that has like the smaller tank engines, like what's his name, Duke, Sir Handel, and Peter Sam and such. They gotta be somewhere here, no? Or unless this island over here is probably gonna be a foreshadow, I hope. But yeah, anyways, time to do some timetable mode. I will say though, as of now, there are some moments in the game that more or less have bugs. I think I've encountered one bug here where apparently I got stuck between a signal that would not change to green, so hopefully that gets fixed. I don't think I would call those bugs, but I had been derailed. I have been derailed randomly at some point, but it only happened like once. But I think when I was looking back, I was like, thinking back, I was like, oh wait, no, that derailing was probably because of me. Oh hey, Ratchet, what's up? Actually bought the Thomas the Tank Engine game? Yes, I did. I chose this over Resident Evil 9. I mean, come on. This game is not even that expensive to buy. Unless you're buying the digital deluxe edition that comes with James and for story content. I would pick that, and I did. I picked this over the $100 price tag that Resident Evil 9 is. But I'll get RE9 eventually. It's just the asking price is a little too much. And plus, the game just sold recently 6 million copies, and you already heard that RE9 is getting a DLC expansion. Chances are the game's going to have a discount. Heck, Neo 3 is already having a 10% discount. And that game only sold over 1 million copies. 1 million, and Team Ninja was like, okay, 10% discount. I'm waiting for Resident Evil Capcom to do that. Why haven't they done it? It's already 6 million. You announce your expansion. Okay, where's the 10% discount special? It hasn't happened yet, so RE9 can wait. And besides, I'd say I got my money's worth out of this game. Like I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, it's just basically Train Simulator, but it is heavenly sugar-coated by lots of childhood memories of mine. From the reimagining of the stories from the show, the locations that you get to see. You can even explore Sodor in first person, or the entire game is mostly in first person, but the visual aesthetics just to see it. And I'm pretty sure it's not Unreal Engine 5, correct me if I'm wrong. And heck, the game might get more content. At least, I hope it does. Because if the game has a news section, why not? Otherwise, why would they even put this? Anyway, so yeah, I was just about to do timetable mode. So yeah, I can't do this one because apparently it's bugged. At least from what I've seen. And yes, you can do free roaming, and you can even choose the weather, like weather biome, however you like, rain, fog. Dude, I put the fog to like 50%, and if Sodor became cursed with Silent Hill. It was horrifying. But let's do... Whoops. Let's I guess I'll do snow and wind. Also, they gotta fix this. Why I can move the cursor no problem here, but here it takes too long. The immersion. They really want you to go through the whole month. Not sure why, but they should have just gone for months. Not sure why they include weeks. And in case you're wondering, yes, apparently wet rain and snow does affect the traction of the rails. Just like in real life. That's it, right? Yeah. So if anybody remembers my old streams where I played Bus Simulator, think of it like that. Wait, what? Oh shoot. Did I thought I highlighted the other one. Not the I didn't want this mission. This is the mission I said earlier that it was bugged. I guess I didn't notice. Then yeah, forget the weather change. I'm just gonna start going. So now you get to experience what steam engines and trains of today have to go through. Like, have you ever wondered why trains won't go immediately? Well, it's called, yeah, timetable scheduling. That's why transits don't move immediately. They have a schedule, you know. So yeah, you get to do a little free camera here. There's a bunch of camera perspective variety. You have this. This is the free camera where invisible walls are non-existent. There's this where it focuses only on the train. Oh, okay, I gotta get going. Let's go. But this one's my preferred one, where it's kind of like free camera, but this one has invisible walls. So right now we have to make our way to the next stop, but keep in mind of a few things. Number one, if you fail an objective, guess what? You have to start all over again. This game has no checkpoints. Yes, that's how strict this game is. So I hope that they do add in like checkpoints in the future. Otherwise, it just feels way more punishing. More punishing than Resident Evil with the ink ribbons, if you can believe that. What kind of punishments? Well, if you go too fast, you might actually get derailed. If you try to cross a signal that is telling you to stop, you know, red light, green light. If you pass the red light, guess what? You failed. But failing to stop at a station doesn't penalize you heavily. It just says you fail, just move on to the next station. You just don't get points. And as far as I know, points don't really matter unless you're trying to keep tabs and keep record and, I don't know, compare your score to somebody else's. This game does not have online play whatsoever. But you could do that. You can tally your score and share them to somebody on, I don't know, Twitter, Discord, and say, hey, I got this many points in this timetable mode. You know, like the old days. You go to the schoolyard and tell your friends how you found that lying, you make up a lie about playing as Akuma in Resident Evil 2. Yeah, again, like the old days. Oh, and I did say there is collectibles to be had in this game. Collectibles such as paintings, whistles, conductor hats, which you can find in stops and Yeah, at certain stations. You could even... Oh, sorry. Sorry, passengers. No room, so you're going to have to stand. Very relatable. Flashlight. For when you go through the tunnels. Hey, you ever wonder what Thomas's insides look like? This is it. The controls. Oh, we gotta get going. Lock the doors. And make our way. Make sure you look at the signal, because if it's still red light and you pass, yeah, again, you failed. Also, yes, when you accelerate or hit the brakes, the handles actually move. And no, you don't put coal, unfortunately, despite, you know, being it there. Oh, and the shovel. Oh yeah, and for whatever reason, every time you enter a tunnel, it gets locked into first-person mode. Which makes sense, because not like you're going to be able to see anything inside or out. Oh yes, the game does have map, but the game does not pause, so please watch out for the signal and try not to go too fast. I think some of the settings are also bugged. Like, some settings would actually work whenever I turn on or off a setting, and other times it just wouldn't work. So hopefully that gets fixed. Also, I should slow down. I think I made this same mistake. In fact, I made this same mistake this morning. And I was like, screw it. I'll just start again, but this time on stream or whenever I get back to it. Yeah. Slow down. I went too fast here and I missed my stop. Honestly, it would have been nice if the NPCs here, the humans, could also look like they're like the little figurine that the people know from the show. I don't mind this. It's not the first time Thomas and Friends, the show, had like made use of realistic humans. In fact, the first movie, remember? Smash Brothers, replay Smash Brothers Melee Adventure Mode. That mode still looks good. It still plays good. It's just a shame we just never got. I mean, some Space Emissary was like the successor after that, but would have been nice if we had that again. And you know what? Actually, even after Subspace Emissary, I guess the other thing that more or less is close to that is Smash for 3DS. Remember that one? The, what's it called? Smash Run? It's no adventure mode. Rather, it's more like a roguelike. But it was multiplayer roguelike that I didn't mind. Well, it's definitely better than the Wii U version. What's it called? Smash Tour, where it's just a Mario Party aesthetic style. Yeah, I didn't like that. I'd say the 3DS Smash Run was much better, because you had like a variety of challenges to go through. You had a giant open world map to explore, and tons of enemies throughout the Nintendo series that you get to fight. Which, yeah, again, it more or less resembles like Subspace Emissary and the adventure mode. Still, nothing beats the real deal. Hey, it's the windmill. Yes, that's the same windmill you saw see in the intro of the show. Now you get to see it in full view. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, would have been nice, really, to have that again. Smash Brothers Melee's adventure mode, or even another Subspace Emissary. But you also have to understand, coming from Sakurai, the man doesn't want to just stick to the same old, same old. I mean, did he once make an argument about sequels or something like that? How he's not a fan of those. Well, says the man who has made sequels to Kirby. But at least with each sequel, he does innovate on gameplay mechanics or game modes. I mean, just look at Kirby, just look what Sakurai did back then with Kirby Superstars, and then later Kirby games. Oh, there's a familiar tank engine we see up ahead. Except, is he pushing it or is he pulling it? When you whistle, he whistles. Oh, he's pulling it. Why is he pulling it? Oh, it's facing... It's facing this way. But okay. Enjoy your day, Percy. When I got to Zelda stage, I managed to complete it in fast time without fighting a Link clone. Yeah, that moment is always RNG. You either find not... I think it was Triforce, right? Because if you find the Master Sword, you fight the Link clones. Yeah. Yeah, that's always like RNG. You either find the Triforce in just one quick session, less than maybe 7 seconds, or you just have rotten luck, and then you're somehow, some way you couldn't find the Triforce, or you find the Triforce after fighting a couple of Links. But I do know that you don't have to fight the Links. Like, you can actually see the Master Sword pedestal before actually initiating the fight. So yeah, I remember whenever I saw that, I would just like back off and try to find another room. But yeah, it's RNG. A speedrunner's nightmare when the exit of a maze is always generated differently. And I do remember at the start of that level, like where the first closest room is, and that's always the room that I go to. I think it's like literally just below where you start off. We had it good, and I don't think a lot of new Smash players ever realized it. Oh hey, there's the watermill from the intro. Again, if you know the locations of the show, it's all here. Also, I think I'm going a little too fast. The one thing that I really wish this game had was telling me which rail goes which direction. Because when I was in free mode, I was like, am I facing the right way? Am I on the right rail going, you know, the proper direction? The cows are real. They're no longer plastic figurines. But yeah, we had it good back then. Oh, okay, I better slow down. You think that going 30 isn't too fast, but until you start hitting the brakes and realize, holy smokes, the brakes are working overtime because, yeah, you're not slowing down. like I said, speaking of playing old games, I finally bought a PS3 controller so I can finally replay some of the PS3 games that I installed. And the first game that I jumped right into was God of War Chain of Olympus. And then after that, I will do Ghost of Sparta. And I literally finished Chain of Olympus in one day. Less than maybe 6 hours. Like, as soon as I got home and started playing it, and I was like, after finishing it, it was like almost midnight, and I was like, wait, what? That was so quick. And yeah, I know. After playing so many difficult games, instead of going normal difficulty, I went straight to hard. Nah, man, I'm a big boy. I played enough Souls games to. I know what real, I know what real hard trials feels like now. And yeah, now there's very hard mode unlocked. That's gonna be thrilling. But let's see, yeah. Ghost of Sparta is next. But looking at how Kratos was in Chain of Olympus, Chain of Olympus takes place before the first game, when Kratos, and after what was it called, God of War Ascension. So during his time when he was during his 10-year servitude with the gods, and my goodness, Kratos' character, I see the development. During Chain of Olympus, yeah, it was like he felt like as usual, he felt locked like chains as a slave to the gods. I mean, that's among one of his curses that everybody knows. But then at the end of the game, he feels like he found his purpose. And he literally said it to Atlas, the Titan. It's the only thing he has left in his life. He has to serve the gods. And it's funny when he says that as somebody who has played the entirety of the series. Well, except for Ascension. I was like, oh, Kratos, you naive fool. If only you knew, at which, yes, he does later know. He later finds out. And yeah, again, this is Chain of Olympus is a prequel. When Kratos, in a way, was young, arrogant, naive. Before he found out the real truth. And it's sad because this was before when Pandora's box was open. Oh hey, another train. Emily. Before Pandora's box, the gods of Olympus, like Zeus, he didn't go mad. He didn't give in to fear. That was the reason why Zeus became vulnerable. The moment when Kratos opened Pandora's box, what was later revealed, or everybody should know the story about why it exists, but in the God of War story, Pandora's box existence was only existed because Zeus needed something to contain the evil, all the curses, diseases and such, whatever, mostly curses, after the war between the gods and the Titans. And those curses affected Zeus. So much so that Zeus, he didn't notice, but he felt it. He felt fear. There was a cycle in his family. Father and son kill each other. Like how Zeus did that to his father, Kronos. And guess what happens? Ares tried to do the same thing. But it turns out the prophecy was false. Instead of Ares killing Zeus, it was Kratos. Oh, locked doors? Okay. Or in full context, Zeus was obsessed with prophecies. Sounds familiar? Yeah, Odin. Yeah, in God of War Ragnarok, Odin was obsessed with prophecies. So yeah, when Zeus asked an oracle about the future of his life, the oracle told Zeus, "Hey, yeah, a man or a human with a red tattoo is going to kill you." And of course, Zeus be like, "Oh, I can't have that. Ares, Athena, please go down to the pitiful humans and find the boy marked in red tattoos. That is found in Sparta, or Sparta. Sorry, I'm getting the T and D there. Isn't that the same thing as this? It is, but it's a different time. Yeah, no thank you. It's all the same. But it's in like different time schedules. What's the last one then? Oh, the last one's different. Without turning? What kind of challenge is that? No, let me pick someone else. What does Percy? Alright, let's start this one. Where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah. Oracle, Ares, and Athena. Yeah, Ares and Athena then go to Sparta, find the boy marked in red, and yep, they found him, but they got the wrong boy. In fact, it's a cutscene that you actually see in what was it? In the other PSP title, Ghosts of Sparta, where yeah, Athena and Ares, instead of kidnapping Kratos, they kidnapped his younger brother Deimos. Wait, which way is he? I'm taking. Whoa! When did all four of you here? Hold on, Percy's here, so I go counterclockwise. But yeah, it was a mistake by Athena and Ares because at the time, Kratos, again, he wasn't marked in red tattoos. But you know who was? His younger brother. But it was not a tattoo. It was like a blood dripping from his head from a small little accident during Kratos and his younger brother Deimos' training. So, oops, they got the wrong boy. So then, why does Kratos have a red tattoo? Well, after his younger brother was kidnapped, to honor his, well, I say honor, but yeah, to have like a reminder of his younger brother being kidnapped, Kratos, yeah, that's when he put the red tattoo on his face, on his body. And then, yeah, oops, the Oracle was right in a way, but they got the wrong person. And what's interesting is that story that I just said is actually Kratos actually retells that story in God of War Ragnarok. I think it was mainly about the topics about how oracles can predict the future, but they're not always correct. Oops, hold on. They're not always accurate specifically on who exactly you should be looking out for. Like, I think you may have seen this kind of like future prediction kind of thing happen in movies, TV shows, where if somebody predicts the future, sure, it's bound to happen, and it's going to happen, but it never specifies like who exactly should you be looking out for. So basically, the oracles pretty much messed up there. They didn't specify who exactly was going to destroy Olympus. It's telling me to go 50, but the marker says stop right there. And then reverse. Oh yeah, there's the signal. If I crossed that while it was still red, you fail! Is what it would tell me. I've always wondered what's back here, but apparently you can't even actually travel there. Apparently this game has difficulty options, but they're not working exactly. Again, more bugs that I hope gets fixed. Because apparently the difficulties are kind of like, you know, if you want to couple, as I call it, yeah, like couple, like see how it's automatic. There's a difficulty that's makes you put that manually. I have it off where I wanted to couple the coaches manually, but it doesn't work. So I don't know. Again, hopefully they fix that. All right, everyone ready? Let's go. How many is that? 4? 4. Things are heavy. So I'm sure if anybody's familiar with the show, the big boss, Sir Topham Hatt, you know what his name is, or what they call him in the UK original version? The Fat Controller. But because I've known the show here in the West, the name Sir Topham Hatt has always stuck to me. As soon as I found out his real name was the Fat Controller, I thought, really? Is that how you're gonna name him, UK? So if you go back and watch the show, yes, the narrator always referred to him as the Fat Controller. I mean, they ain't wrong. He is fat. But you don't need to say it. He's right, but you didn't need to say it. Is that the middle lane? Yeah, it is the middle lane. No, those are not facing where I'm facing. Also, I didn't notice that the Sodor has a place called Farquad. And as soon as I saw the name there, I was like, Lord Farquad? Oh no, it's green, it's green. It's a pretty chill game. You don't need to stress out too much. Well, except for those moments where you really have to pay attention to the signals. Oh yes, and in case you're wondering, yes, I actually in free roam mode, I collided with another train. I'm sure a lot of us kids always wanted to do that in some way, fashion. Well, hey, now we have a game, legit Thomas the Tank Engine game, that isn't a mod, where you can actually do that. So, hey, yeah, you're in luck. If you ever wanted to drive Thomas and crash into Gordon, now you can. And what does that result? Well, I did it with Thomas and Percy, and they both flinged off. They got derailed. They got launched like the giants smashing you in Skyrim, where you fly high in the sky. I guess that's definitely one thing that both games have in common. Physics, where you fly high up in the moon, into the sky. Uncouple? What? I thought we were here to... Oh, whoops, I didn't change gear. I thought we were here to get the passengers. We're just... Well, there's nobody inside, but okay. I guess I figure, because that's not Percy's job. Those coaches are too heavy for him. Those are only for bigger engines, like Gordon and James and Henry. Although, if I recall in the show, I'm pretty sure I've seen the smaller engines like Thomas pull those. But now, seeing in this game, now I see why he never does. Reverse. Always pay attention to the speed limit, because hitting the brakes, it's not like cars. Yeah, we're stopping right here. Okay. Oh, you want me to go on there? Okay. Oh, further? Oh, okay. I think it was just one of those stop-by-stop moments. Where are we going? All the way back? Are we going to pick up some other stuff? Yeah, Percy's insides. Look at this. Look at this big boy and his boiler. Is that a thermal mug? Interesting. Also, where's the speedometer? Oh, there it is. It's also very claustrophobic here. Thomas has a little bit more space in the inside. Why is Percy so tiny? Says green light to keep going, but let me... Yeah, okay, we gotta keep going. Game definitely needs music. The only music that, the only sections where it ever plays any kind of music is the main menu and even the title screen. Oh, and in case, yes, if you're wondering, yes, it does play the theme song that you know and love, but only once whenever you're on the title screen. Like as soon as the game boots up. And no, nowhere else. Which is a shame, because I would have loved to have like some kind of radio if radios ever existed in Sodor. Five vehicles. What are we picking up this time? Oh shoot! And that's what I get for not paying attention. See what I mean? So that's what I mean by how the game is strict. Now I gotta do that whole thing again. Resident Evil, step aside. You think your ink ribbon thing is hard? Yeah, I don't think so. That's okay, I can yap some more while I'm doing this. But I gotta pay attention next time. Or at the very least, maybe the game should have, like, checkpoints, yeah. Well, it's a good thing GTA 6 got delayed for this. I didn't know those smaller circles were also signals as well. Hey, oh, whoop, wrong way, wrong gear. Paramount revealed Sonic 4 title with old and new cast characters. Oh yeah, I saw that the teaser trailer too. So we already know Amy and Metal Sonic are gonna be in there, along with the returning Jim Carrey. Despite what he said before, oh god, like how many times has Jim Carrey said that? How he says he's not gonna do acting anymore, but then here he is. He said the same thing with Sonic 3, and nope, he contradicts his, he eats his own words and he praises his role. At least this time, it seems like in a way, I guess he found his calling. I mean, yeah, it sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm just saying, you know, as somebody who eats my own words, yeah, maybe we gotta be careful what we say. Anyways, yeah, Jim Carrey's coming back, which I am still pleased with that news, because I don't think I could see anybody else playing as Eggman, especially after the way how the third movie ended. Like, obviously Eggman ain't dead. I mean, first of all, Shadow survived, and if he survived, well, yeah, obviously Eggman survived. Yeah, Amy is there, but going to Metal Sonic, I don't think they're gonna just use his regular, the model that we already know and love. I think from the teaser, because the teaser shows that it's the Neo Metal Sonic. Like, if you know the shape of Neo Metal Sonic spikes from Sonic Heroes, I'm pretty sure I saw that at the corner of that shot. I'm like, oh, okay, well, looks like we're jumping into Sonic Hero, Neo Metal Sonic. Although I'm not sure what they're gonna go for with the story. Well, I know one thing, it's not gonna be Sonic CD, because clearly this Amy knows how to defend herself. But you know what you're not gonna see in the movie? She won't have she's not gonna be Sonic's love interest. Because I think Sega pretty much has stepped away from that. Like, you already see that in the games. Like, remember when Amy was way too clingy with Sonic? But then that character changed. That character that Amy was changed. Heck, that they even changed that in Sonic Generations, Sonic X Shadow Generations. Like, you know, among the changes that they made in the original Generations, you may remember Amy trying to hug Sonic, but then in the re-released version, she just tries to hand him cake or cupcakes or something like that. Green light? Okay, green light, go. Countdown to chaos. Chaos is coming? Okay, good. Oh, so we're getting 2 villains, are we? No, you know what would be better? 2? No, not 2. How about 3 villains? So we can have a Sonic Triple Trouble reference. Although Triple Trouble was more of like, who is it? It was more of a knuckle between Knuckles, Eggman, and Knack the Weasel, or whatever you want to call them nowadays. But it would be called. It would have been not would have been. It could be a Sonic Triple Trouble reference if you try to throw in a 3rd villain in the film. But at the same time, maybe it wouldn't, because, yeah. Metal Sonic wasn't in Triple Trouble. But if Chaos is going to be there, then surely Tikal has to be there. And if Tikal is there, oh boy, Knuckles is going to be surprised seeing that he's not the only Echidna alive. Although, to be fair, Tikal's inclusion was more like visionary? No, first she was a visionary, yet she was real, but she wasn't really a reoccurring character, was she? She was one of those characters that showed up once and never again. So how they might do that in the movie, assuming if Tikal does get implemented in the movie, maybe they'll do the same thing just like in the games. Maybe it's like she's real, but not really. She's like a spirit that needs to be eased or something like that. Because wasn't that her case, actually? Like, she knew that one day Chaos would be released from the Master Emerald. But then at the end of Sonic Adventure, now that Chaos Zero was completely at ease, it's like, okay, now Tikal's spirit can rest in peace. And it's really funny when you have to remind yourself that Chaos Zero is basically a mutated Chao. Those little baby schmucks can mutate to that. Imagine a whole army of them then. If one chaos can one chaos can turn into perfect chaos, imagine a whole army. Although, to be fair, I don't think that could ever happen, because perfect chaos only existed because, if you remember, perfect chaos absorbed the energies of the of the Chaos Emeralds, but only, according to Tails, the negative energy. Yeah, somehow I remember the dialogue that Tails says there. That's why Sonic was still able to change into Super Sonic, because, hey, at least there's still some energy in the Chaos Emerald. Positive energy. Although, that's never brought up in later Sonic games. I think that's just an excuse by the writers. It's like, all hope is lost, but no, not really. So here's this made-up contradicting lore about the Chaos Emeralds. Positive and negative energy. Well, actually, no, then again, didn't they bring back the grayed out Chaos Emeralds in Sonic Unleashed? Yeah, I think they did. Except, again, they still didn't brought up, like, you know, positive, negative energy. I mean, there's so many things that the Chaos Emerald can do. It's like they keep adding or retconning some lores of what the emeralds can and cannot do. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the film. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. 1 year from now, but hey, you know, we said that with Sonic 3. Time flew by really quickly, and it came out. We loved it. So, rinse and repeat. Paramount knows what's up. And it's a good thing, really, that you see a film in its trilogy where higher up executives don't, you know, step in and mess up something. So yeah, like I said, for once, Paramount Pictures did not do or make any sort of demands for changes. Hopefully that stays true for Sonic 4. Spider-Man Brand New Day? Yes, I did. And guess what? Somebody has already leaked the ending. Or not the ending, the entire script of the movie. Well, of course I didn't see it. I just saw YouTube thumbnails. And apparently the film crew of Spider-Man Brand New Day, they sound desperate. So desperate, they're saying, like, they want you to watch the film no matter how good or bad it is. Especially if it's bad, because apparently they say there's a bunch of he said, she said moments right now, saying that if the movie does bad at the box office, then that's it. Like, I think Disney might lose Spider-Man entirely. Or, again, it's a bunch of he said, she said moments. So don't take my word for granted. It's just a case of bunch of, like, assumptions. But I do think that desperate call out does sound that does sound legit. But could a Spider-Man film do bad? Actually, yes. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 actually did so poorly, so yes, Spider-Man is no stranger to having a bad film. Heck, remember when people didn't like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man? But now here we are, people actually love and appreciate it. Well, yeah, now we do. But back then, the first two films were great, but Spider-Man 3 turned out to be a mess. If you want to know about that, Matt McMuscles has a video to explain that. Apparently, but basically, in a nutshell, there was like a lot of script changes that Spider-Man 3 had to go through. And yeah, difficulties, I think budget was also another problem. So yeah, Brand New Day might not. It sounds like it might be a 50-50 situation right now. Where do I need to go? Okay. Reverse. Let's go. Of course, Matt's got a video of anything. What happened? Well, almost anything. I'm waiting for a what happened on Breath of the Wild. Why did it take Nintendo 11 years to make one big massive game? You know what other game took 11 years? Or close to that? Duke Nukem Forever. And yes, Matt has a video on that one as well. But yeah, at least that had Duke Nukem Forever had a reason for it taking so long. and that's totally on the creator. I think it was the creator. So, anyways, yeah. If the director of Spider-Man Brand New Day is that desperate and trying to tell people to watch the movie, something tells me we should be a little concerned and hold on to our wallets. Because that's what I'm doing. Because let's face it, especially in this day and age, you don't want to spend money on watching a bad film, right? It's like you don't want to go to a restaurant and order a bad food. It's a waste of money. I mean, sure, unless you say the movie is fine, like you say the food is fine. But think about it. Is it really worth it? Because, you know, it's like, I still haven't seen it yet, and I should. I wanted to go see Iron Lung. But yeah, oh shoot, slow down. It's like, do I want to see Iron Lung over anything else that's being played in the theaters today? I'd say yes. I mean, not to say that other films today are bad. Maybe they're just not my interest. At least that's the difference. It's not that I don't hate. It's not that I hate it. It's just I'm not interested. Yeah, let's not fall for the pancake waffle situation. I'll always bring up that example. If I didn't say it, I didn't say it. And I guess the same could be said about games too. Like, you can't criticize a game unless you actually play it yourself. But of course, even if you haven't played the game, a bad game, just try not to be in the echo chamber like me. Don't repeat what has been said 1,000 times on the internet. I heard it did good on the box office. Yeah, it did. Iron Lung did so well. Hollywood was shaking. Like, shaking as in like they were scared. They were so scared. Some website that shows like top 10 films on the box office, they had to remove Iron Lung that was taking literally first place. And yes, guess what? Markiplier took the screenshots before it was taken down. The before and after, it was clear that Hollywood was freaking out. What exactly were they freaking out? They were scared because, think about it. Iron Lung was made by an independent studio. It was self-funded by one individual. That's a YouTuber, no less. And yes, YouTubers in history has made like films in the past. Okay. And yeah, some are good, some are bad, but Markiplier basically made history. Well, especially from his perspective. He didn't get like extra fundings. He didn't like look for like outsourcing specific well-known studios or whatever. He did everything himself. And mind you, he made a film based on a game that he doesn't own. But the owner, the creator of Iron Lung, he went through it anyways. He still gave Markiplier the green light to make a film. A 2-hour film based on a game that only takes you less than an hour to complete, at least if you know where to go. And yeah, the movie it made 5 times of a budget more than how much Markiplier had to spend. And that's crazy. And it goes to show you don't need to spend $10 million to make a so-called high-budget film. You just work with what you have, or whatever budget you have to work with, or however Markiplier did exactly. It worked, and that's what Hollywood is afraid of. Basically, Hollywood is telling you, or what they're hoping that you and I should not do, is rely on independent studios to give you what you want. They want you. It's like the AAA companies nowadays. They want EA, Activision wants you to buy their next Battlefield Call of Duty game. They don't want you playing any other, like, let's say, an indie game that is better than Call of Duty. Think of it like that for films. Disney, Warner Brothers, it's like, or Hollywood in general, they're just saying, please don't support Markiplier or independent filmmakers. Your money deserves to come to us, not to some independent person or indie company. They're trying to brainwash you, that's why. Hence why the sales chart, the box office, I don't know which side it is, they forcibly removed Iron Lung out of the charts when it was taking #1. But it was already too late because Markiplier called him out and he shared the screenshot. And no, they didn't bother putting it back up. But yes, they were caught red-handed. And considering how many people have came to watch Iron Lung, or whether they're Markiplier fans or not, Iron Lung fans, yep, they caught wind of the news too. They saw it being #1 movie on the box office. It got removed. And then basically people on the internet was like, okay, well, up yours, Hollywood. Now, that's not to say that, yeah, that doesn't mean we, this isn't about, like, if a film is being made by, like, like some big Hollywood budget or independent studio. What matters the most, and this also applies to video games right now today, what matters the most is that the product itself is good. Just think about it. Like, not just because some indie game like Expedition 33 comes out, you think like we're all gonna buy just indie games? No, we have eyes and brain cells to know, hey, is this game good? Is this game bad? But we won't know unless we play it, unless there's like some kind of demo. Nowadays, we can't even rely on critics because critics these days, especially the so-called gamer journalists, again, at least I'm just going to assume here, they only get paid to say things, play a game for 5 hours, and that's it. And then they just give you some so-called generalized review of a game. Remember, and heck, I'll tell you why you should never rely on game journalists. They gave Dragon Age Veilguard an 8 out of 10. But then, a game that people didn't really like. And then they gave a 7 out of 10 to a game that gamers did like. I forget which one it was. But that goes to show what kind of journalists are working, or how they work. Just like, and the same could be said about movie critics, I guess. In other words, biased. Game journalists should not be biased. They should be unbiased. They should have hired real gamers to review a game. And guess what? We have a site that does that. It's called YouTube. But the funny thing is, I have to keep going. Okay. Even gamers can be biased. You know, you have fighting game fans, JRPG fans, rhythm music fans, Resident Evil fans, you know, those kind of fans. Or, yeah, first-person shooter fans. You know, you have your Call of Duty fans, Valorant fans. Of course, yeah. You don't want to listen to just a game review from real gamers, like in just one video. Sometimes it's best to hear, or better yet, if you're watching a YouTube video of somebody reviewing a game, you have to listen carefully to what they're saying, how they're saying it. Like if they sound way too biased and very one-sided, and they only talk about the positives, then, oh geez. Oh no, that counts. Okay. Let's go back. Oh, I was not on the right platform, was I? So anyways, yeah. That's why whenever I watch like a video review of a game, I listen and pay attention. Like, are they talking about, are they pointing out all the good, the bad, or are they just talking about the good stuff? Like, yes, I want to hear about the good stuff, but I also want to hear about the negatives, like what I should be worried about, like frame rate performance, maybe bugs that obviously will get patched later, and things that I should be worried about, or not worried, concerned about. That there, to me at least, says, okay, hey, at least this guy is, not completely biased. The reviewer is actually laying it all out. And of course, avoiding spoilers. Or, of course, they always put a disclaimer if the video has any spoilers or not. And then at the end of the day, if I'm convinced that a game or a movie is good, then I might get it. At least if it's my thing, or if it's at a affordable price. I mean, Resident Evil 9, I know it's going to be good, but the asking price, it's way too much. But I'll get it eventually, just gotta wait for a sale. And besides, I did buy another horror game, Fatal Frame 2. And yes, I am enjoying that game. But I gotta play more of it. And yeah, here I am playing Thomas the Tank Engine. No, it's just that I'm taking my time with, oh, we're going to Lord Farquaad. Finally, Percy, we're going to Farquaad. And the fact you're green, I don't think it's a Shrek reference, is it? Well, we're not leaving until another minute. Bookstall. Oh, so this is where the collectibles of books. That's right. The books are also collectibles you can find throughout the map. Well, good luck to me, because the railroad is long and massive. And actually, I do like how it's the actual book covers of the classic books. These coaches have no faces. All right, if nobody, time's up. You're not getting on this train. We're moving. So basically, what Percy just did was pulling out coaches for Gordon and Emily, and they're not even here yet. Well, it is still 6 in the morning, and yet Percy is the first one to move out. Okay, I see how it is. Oh, I had one mishap happen to me while I was playing this. So, since Gordon is an express train, and express trains go really fast, I got off my position, and I somehow, at full speed, while going at full speed, I somehow clipped through the doorway, which should be impossible because, oh, never mind. Yeah, but I clipped through the doorway. I then got off the train, and Gordon left without me. And I'm like, Gordon, no, come back! And no, he was not coming back. I had to start that mission again. Yes, you can abandon your train while it's still going. It does eventually slow down, but imagine a train going at 70, 90 kilometers or miles per hour, and you know, how long do you think until it stops? Yeah, never. Oh yes, and yes, Gordon was carrying passengers. And without me being there to hit the brakes, nope. Those passengers are not stopping. They're trapped. It's like a moment in those cowboy movies when they do like a train heist. The driver's gone, train goes at full speed, and then they blow up the controls, they jump out, and then that's it. Train's going non-stop. Oh, so we're just going straight to Farquaad? We're not making a stop. Okay, let's go. Except I gotta slow down later because I think there's a railing change. If they got planes, where's Harold the helicopter? You know it's the UK when they have those red telephone booths. Are we gonna find a Doctor Who around here? What's funny is that there was already a train simulator game that had a Thomas DLC. I was going to get it, but then as soon as this game got announced, I was like, even better. Okay, I can I will now I'll remove that train sim game off of my wish list and wish list this one instead. Yeah, it sounds rude to me, but once I found the game developer's YouTube channel, apparently they have links to other train sim YouTube channels. So I was like, oh, okay, so I guess it's from the same company? Not the same developers, but probably under the same company. And besides, this game technically is Train Simulator. Just from the same engine, but yeah, it's like, you know, now it's all Thomas, which I'm totally down for. Sorry, this is not the train you're looking for. But don't worry, 2 express trains are on the way. But you know, it's funny how it took this long to actually have a legitimate Thomas the Tank Engine game that takes place in the setting that the story is set off. It took this many decades to replicate the island of Sodor. And there had been like Thomas Tank Engine games in the past. There was one on the Super Nintendo. There was another on the PlayStation 1 as a Japanese exclusive, mind you. So yes, if you thought the English and UK dubs was something different, you should hear the Japanese dub. In fact, I think the Japanese dub, unlike the English dubs that we already know or you may be familiar with, the narrator. No, in the original show, yeah, the narrator is always voicing pretty much all the characters. But according to the Japanese dub, I think it's voiced by multiple people. Actually, now that I think about it, when was the last time I saw the show? Maybe my memory's blurry on there, but at least in the games I know it was voiced by different people. Multiple people instead of like one narrator voicing everybody. Although I don't think you might see... Actually, you know what? Maybe... Where's my phone? It's okay. I can still drive a train and look at my text because unlike cars, at least I'm always on the railroad. If you know what I mean. You know what? No, I think the Japanese dub, maybe it's just entirely voiced by one person. Oh wow, they even have a YouTube channel. Thomas and Friends JP with 750 videos. What do they have? Well, they still support the show, even up to the latest version of, that is today. Oh damn. Oh yeah, but because of licensing, I think the Japanese version of the show they could not use the original theme, so they had to use. I guess they had to create some new ones. They actually have the show on their dedicated YouTube channel. Except this one's an old episode and it was just uploaded 8 months ago. I never seen this episode where there's a giant boulder that has a face on it. Huh. And it's even on high quality too. But yeah, no, there's a Japanese. They have Japanese dub episodes, a channel no less, that you can actually listen to. I'll probably listen to it and see if there's a difference, or like I try to point out, like how in the Japanese version, I assume that at least from the games I know that the characters are all individually voiced. Unlike how in the West, it's the narrator voices everybody, which is some strong dedication. But you have to remember, it was a family kids show at the end of the day. So yeah, of course, one person narrating the entire show, every episode, not a biggie. Nah, that's true dedication. I want to get this speedometer on the screen off because I want to be immersed. I want to try to look at the actual train speedometer. There is an option to turn it off, and I did, but it's still on my screen. They gotta fix that somehow. Well, I mean, I say somehow, but I think it shouldn't be that hard. It's a bug, I guess. I've seen the number of player counts on Steam, at least, how many people are playing this game right now. And according to Steam, at the time when I was looking at it, there are 600 people playing the game. That's actually a lot more than a recent game that came out. What's it called? 1384X something? Yeah. Which only has 64 people playing, as I last checked. This is not my stop. Sorry. Oh, but I only have like a minute and a half to get there. Percy, go! We must hurry! But yeah, not too fast, otherwise I'm gonna miss it. And hitting the brakes, yeah, it ain't gonna slow down as... It's not gonna stop instantly. Okay, yeah. Slow down. Are those sheeps? I thought there was only cows, pigs, and horses. But there are sheeps? And look, the cows... Oh, there's a... No, that's a horse. I thought that was a goat. The cows, pigs are facing off in football. Well, I had to call it football because this is the UK after all. Hello, Diesel. What's he doing here? Did he just finish dropping off something? Alright, here we are. We're in Lord Farquhar. Oh, sorry. Unlock the doors. What, only 2 people want to go see Lord Farquaad? What, is Duloc Place not a happy place to be in? Diesel, where you going? That's not a birdie. It's a squished up van. Oh, I see somebody has a greenhouse. Oh, I forgot to mention that Hitman has a... Or I'm sure you saw it at the Game Awards, right? I think it was shown at the Game Awards. Hitman has a limited time event where you go face off, assassinate the Resident Evil actress Mila Jovovich. And oh my god, I didn't notice that the name of the mission is called Patient Zero Requiem. And the fact that the event released on the same day as Resident Evil 9 Requiem, I was like, at that moment I realized, like, oh, Requiem? Okay, I see why. I see that this was no coincidence. IO Interactive released their event on the same day. Oh, locked doors, okay. And yes, throughout that mission, it was just straight up Resident Evil. The setting took place in a mansion. Oh shoot, nah! Gotta do that whole thing again. Ah, that's fine. I can yap and continue anyways. Plus, it's a long road ahead, a long railroad ahead, so it's fine. So where was I? Yeah, the whole thing was literally a reference to Mila Jovovich's Resident Evil. Whoops. Resident Evil movie, or just Resident Evil in general. The mansion, and then Mila's character is about how she's going to take over a pharmaceutical company. And then, if you play along the mission story, there was a big package. Like, there are so many opportunities where you can just assassinate her and skip the whole thing, but you would be doing a disfavor on yourself if you did that. Which, no, I did not do that. I wanted to see what the mission story played out. And so as I did, oh boy, the mansion, it's the same mansion you play in the main story, but IO Interactive created a whole new underground lab in that level. What kind of lab? Well, would you believe me if I told you I found some infected zombies down there? Dressed in scientist uniforms. And a viral outbreak was about to happen, because that's exactly how it played out. No, you don't get to fight the zombies, but you do see the NPCs, the scientists dead, and they IO Interactive actually went out of their way, the extra mile, to add in like new character NPC models where they look like zombies. And I was like scared. I had my pistol out and ready. I was like, am I gonna fight zombies here for the first time? But then no. As you go down, you listen to like audio logs or like call-ins. Something about like a viral outbreak or some virus that they were working on. Oh, and yes, just like in the film, the laboratory has an AI. You remember in the first Resident Evil movie, the Red Queen? That little red glowing AI child? Yeah. Except in the Hitman one, it's just a voice. Of like an Englishman voice. That just wants to be your friend. But still have to follow protocol, because as soon as you encounter Mila, she says she wants to plague everybody attending the party. So she injects herself with the virus and goes upstairs. But then 47 has to make his escape out of the lab because the virus was the lab was release some poisonous gas. But because of that, the AI had to activate a protocol to prevent anybody coming out of the lab. And yes, as soon as I saw a hallway, and I was like, there's going to be a laser sequence here, isn't there? And yes, just as 47 was about to escape the lab, the AI activates the laser defense system. But because of Hitman, you know, if you know the controls, there's no jump button whatsoever. Yeah, you just have to like walk and crouch. And then, yes, it does that. It did that moment where the lasers all come out that, you know, is impossible to dodge. But all you need to do is just press one button, and 47 somehow, like IO Interactive, once again, added more detail. They made 47 do some flippy dips and actually went through the laser grid. And then the AI just simply be like, fine, don't be my friend. But I will tell you, there is a cure, a vaccine that you can make. So yeah, as soon as I escaped out of the lab, the mission was to eliminate not only Mila, but you have to eliminate all those she infected. And the longer you wait, the longer you stall, more people in the party get infected, which unfortunately means you have to like eliminate them. And then as for the cure, guess what? You have to collect green herb and blue herb. And then go to the little miniature, what do you call those things? Like the lab beakers, I don't know what you call those setups, to make the vaccine. But you only have enough for like 2. But at the end of the day, you just eliminate Mila and all those she infected. Oh, right, before that, or as soon as you get out of the lab, a bunch of guys in hazmat suits with gas masks and such all come out with guns. And I'm like thinking, oh, okay, so a bunch of hunk units are here now. Except they're not really hunks. Just, yeah, again, guys in hazmat suits. Another extra mile, they made like new NPCs. New guarded uniforms. So I thought I was taking their uniforms so I could also be... Because I don't know if you can get infected. There is another mission where 47 can get infected. But I couldn't risk that, so I was like learning from that previous mission. I thought, okay, yeah, I should just probably wear the hazmat suit in case. And then started, yeah, going on a killing spree. Now, as far as I do know, is that there is a DLC pass in which you can dress 47 in a way kind of like hunk. So I was like, okay, yeah, no. At the end of that whole thing that I just experienced, that was just IO Interactive doing their take on Resident Evil. And in a way, also celebrating the release of Resident Evil 9 Requiem. So hey, that was bloody brilliant, and I love it. And I'll be honest, throughout that whole mission, I was like, no, I don't want to kill Mila Jovovich. She's a sweet model. It's the same way how I felt about doing the Eminem mission, but then turns out you weren't gonna shoot Eminem. You were gonna shoot his alter ego. What's his name again? It was on the top of my head and I already forgot. And then, yeah, there was even that mission where you shoot down Sean Bean. As if his character wasn't already suffering enough. Which a lot of people will still remember him as Boromir. It's like, no, again? Sean Bean gets to be, his character gets killed. It has become such a gag that it's funny how Sean Bean still agrees to be in movies or even in a game where his character gets killed off. Uh-oh, I'm going through a tunnel. So I wonder what's next for Hitman then. In fact, I'm kind of like wondering if IO Interactive can juggle between Hitman and 007 First Light. I think they'll still support the game, support Hitman. Like, at least keep the service up, because the game does suffer from DRM, which is unfortunate. Unless IO Interactive somehow makes like a all physical edition of the game, where it doesn't rely on DRM, that would be great. And I think they should be already working on that, unless they are committed to supporting it forever. All the while with First Light, 007 First Light being a thing. That's like asking Hoyoverse, hey, are you going to keep Honkai Impact 3rd alive while you still have all these other games you're working on? And plus, they still got new games they're working on, developing. It's like, how long will Genshin be around? Like, and will its service still be up? Well, let me tell you, in the long run, no. Eventually, it will be gone. Just like every other live service game. Even the successful ones. But that all depends on the company, the developers. I mean, think about it. Just look at Azur Lane. Azur Lane is still alive. Or any mobile game that you might have played, and you still hear like it's still getting updates. Yeah, they're still around. All right, who do you think is gonna win, pig or cow? And you know what happens to the losers? If you whistle next to the trains, they'll whistle back. Except Diesel is no steam engine. He's just a diesel train, so he honks at you. All right, this time pay freaking attention to the signal. So I heard Alex, the character Alex for Street Fighter 6 is out, and his story, both in World Tour and the arcade, was such a hot topic, I heard. Whoa, 3 minutes? Okay. I guess with, is this the free camera mode? No. Which one's the free camera mode? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I heard that Alex character has gone through something that I guess is more or less controversial. Not sure if that's legit. Like, what if it's just a mistranslation? Because I did hear there's been some very questionable localizers that are making changes against the Japanese companies. Yeah, of course, those people don't keep their jobs forever. Are those pumpkins? This one doesn't have pumpkins. But anyways, yeah, Alex's character has gone through such an interesting development. So much so, like, people once again were reminded why they don't like him at all. But is fighting game character lore really that important? I'd personally say it's 50-50. At the end, I mean, yeah, you have two different people. You have like various different kinds of people. You have people who care about the character lore. You have another who only cares about the FGC. So, you know, character lore doesn't matter. It's about the character functions. And then maybe a mix of like both. All right. Just wait for damn signal. I just need to go a little forward so that it knows that I am here. Alright, now it's green. Now I go. Please, for the love of God, just pay attention to the road. To the signal. It's not even rocket science gaming. It's green is go, red is stop. Yes, that even applies to trains. Duh. Where does that one go to? When you kind of look at the trees from a distance here, they kind of do resemble like the CGI from the show. Oh yes, and I did hear about the DLSS5 thing. Oh boy, people were just mocking the heck out of it, making memes and all. And you know what makes it better? All those games that they showed in their presentation, the developers actually said they had nothing to do with it. They didn't even greenlit it. They weren't even aware NVIDIA was going to present it. But some of them were aware of what NVIDIA was going to show. Like, they knew their presentation was going to talk about the DLSS5, but they did not know what kind of the result. So there's kind of like a bit of contradictory there. But certain companies like Capcom, who were completely unaware, yep, they hated it. Capcom straight up just said no. They are very Capcom said they were very anti-AI, and that they don't want to use the tech because it would actually damage the it would ruin the artistic value of artists, which, you know, I respect Capcom for that. Because as an amateur artist, and I hear it from all professional artists, they do not want AI. And AI art is fake. And now you hear it from Capcom. They didn't know about the DLSS thing. They had no involvement. They just saw that their game was being used as an example. NVIDIA did that. And Capcom was like, nope, we're not doing that shit. Now, sure, you could say NVIDIA said you could just turn it off. But what's stopping them from making it like a permanent filter where you can't turn it off? Well, at that point, trust me, if NVIDIA does that, I think a lot of game companies like Capcom will stop using NVIDIA. They'll look for somebody else like AMD, or heck, maybe another computer graphics company will step in and not use AI and make money. And NVIDIA will go bankrupt if they continue this behavior. And you know what? If they do, nothing of value will be lost. And you have to remember, where are we going? NVIDIA spent $900 on this so-called project. Is it green light? Yeah, it's green light. So yeah, you want to know why your RAM prices are high? This is why. And guess what NVIDIA said? Every step of the way, they just refuse to listen to us. They think we're just hating on it for the sake of hate. No, we have eyes. We have opinions. And hey, look, companies like Capcom also have opinions that don't like this DLSS 5 crap. And oh my god, I've seen like people defending this. Huh? Oh, we're putting the coaches away, I think. Oh, but hold on. The signal says red, right? Oh no, now it's green. Okay. Yeah, it's AI graphic filter. Ugh. Like, oh my god, like it looks exactly like those fake AI ads, those AI thumbnails you see on the eShop. It's so plain obvious, and I don't even need to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. It kills originality. It kills artistic styles of games. Because when they showcased all that AI filter, when the filter gets turned on, yeah, it takes away the art approach of the game. Like, you know, like obviously we see a lot of like realistic graphics here and there, but you can still kind of see the difference with, let's say, RE Engine versus whatever engine Hogwarts Legacy was using. So if you have this DLSS 5 thing happen, it kills the graphics, the original graphic style of those games. All you'll have is just one style, and that's it. That's the problem. It's the one argument that AI artists, what people like artists are having against AI art. AI art, it's all the same. There's nothing unique about it. It's like looking at the same. It's like looking at the same. Let's say. It's like looking at the same texture of a. Or how do I say? I don't know how. Like an example, like. But I think you get my point. It's like, it's just one filter, one style. That's it. Okay, but people don't want that. People want the variety. We have cel shaded graphics. We have comic book style graphics, like Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is like comic book style, and then you have Resident Evil being realistic, but also has not so realistic moments, or realistic graphics, or this game too. It looks real, but you can kind of see how maybe certain aspects of the character models don't look realistic. But that's fine because, again, that's just the style of the game. But when you turn on this DLSS 5 thing, guess what? Now they all look the same. Then it's like, okay, now this game and that game, they just look identical. And that's what people don't want. Also, wait, what? Oh. I didn't know it changing the gear also. Okay. Anyways. Like, look at this my character's hairstyle. And now, oh, wait, hold on. Break. I'm moving. Look at this character's hairstyle. and then look at, let's say, Resident Evil 9. Like, I don't think it's hard to imagine that if you turn on DLSS 5, both hairstyles will look too identical. And then again, like I said many times, it kills originality. It kills the art style that the game developers, like what their approach was initially. And then, of course, ignoring the aside of the realism graphics and hair, the lighting. Oh my goodness! Like I said, you're better off turning that DLSS off completely. Because when I saw that showcase, I'm like, everybody had shared the same reaction. The filter, the scenery looks better when the filter is turned off completely. Like, I don't know who in the video looked, well, then again, the video was all in on it. They were all bets on it. Oh, we're picking up that coach? Okay. Or that one thing that I guess Diesel left behind. Darn you, Diesel! And I almost forgot to check the signal. Sure, Diesel, let me take that one little... No, they call that a caboose, right? Yeah. You know what? You know, there's only one way to hurt NVIDIA. Just don't buy whatever they're trying to sell you. Alright, it's coupled. Yep. Alright, let's go. Oh wait, we're not gonna take it back? We're doing a shunt? I don't even know any of these terms until the tutorial told me what it is exactly. Like, I was like, what is shunting? I even hear it from the show, but you expect kids to understand the word shunting? Anyways, yeah, just utter complete horse dung is all I can say about it. And like I said, the only way to hurt NVIDIA is just don't buy their product. Okay, reverse. And the signal is green. We are good to go. I'm still waiting for that ball drop. One of the team is gonna become meat. Well, it's a good thing Microsoft, at least they were reconsidering about AI, Gen AI. I heard last time I heard they actually dropped it, but they are technically using it for Forza Horizon. Quarry loop. Okay, looks like we're going all the way. We're going backwards. Oh shit! Dang it! Well, that's what I get for being hasty. That's okay. But here's the thing. AI is convenient if you use it as a tool, but not something you use to be like, okay, generate something for me. Oh, it looks good. Okay, it's fine. Blah, blah. Project done. No, that is not how you use AI. You want to shed some light on AI? Here's how I would shed some, at least a couple of good things that AI can be used for conveniently and in a way that doesn't get all the hate. Like I said, only use it as a tool. So let's say, as an example, like an artist. And trust me, for the record, I am never going to use AI for anything art related to my work. But I'm just saying as an example. At least when I'm gonna sound like I understand it, but so the way right now people are using AI for art is that they just they just type in a couple of words, like like a simple Google search, like on a web browser, whatever. Type in a few words and tags, and then it just randomly generates based on what you type in. But because it has lack of any artistic style, because again, have you seen the eShop or even the Steam store shop? All that AI thumbnails you see from the games, that's all AI. Somebody just typed in a bunch of words on the tag and be like, generate me a hot anime girl in a bikini. And it's all the same. Like the same artistic style, same face model, and and then guess what? Those so-called AI artists, they call it a day and be like, yep, that looks good, done. Like no revising, no checkups. And the best part is, as soon as people pointed out that it's AI, they also be like, hey, why does this character have 6 fingers on one of their hands? Why does one eye look bigger than the other? why is the hair accessory, it's the shape of a star, but why does one look fine while the other looks like it's trying hard to replicate a star? And no, they have nothing to say in their defense. AI artists just get shunned, or they just brush it off and they don't care. So how would I fix that, or what kind of advice I give them? Well, I tell them or remind them that AI art, or if you're going to use AI for art, only use it if you just want to brainstorm an idea on what you want to draw. And that's it. Like, once you get your concept, pick up a damn pencil, a drawing tablet, a pen even, a paintbrush, whatever, and start drawing that. And then, brush off, do like a rough sketch. Like, yes, you're drawing over a concept with that AI tool, but now the real work begins with you picking up a pencil and drawing, or drawing tablet over it. And then from there, as you go through the process of drawing this and that, draw your outline, see where the mistakes are made, because trust me, AI art, it generates mistakes. Like I mentioned, 6 fingers. Do you have 6 fingers? Or 7? Yeah, I don't think so. Or in this case, you don't want your character to have 6, 7 fingers. So what do? Well, hey, at least with a drawing tablet, you could just edit that out during the editing process. That's what you can do. Because that's something that AI cannot do. AI cannot be edited whatsoever. Why isn't this one moving? Okay, stop. Maybe, is it a manual control? Or am I going to wait for somebody? Anyways, and then that's it. Like, that's the only moment where you, I guess, in a way, are allowed to use AI. What was that noise? I heard like something. Just only use it as a concept. Brainstorm. Get an idea what you want to draw. And then that's where the real work begins, where everything is made with your bare hands and with your own vision, not the vision of some zeros and ones. How do I change the signal? Okay, so this is exactly what I mean. I don't know if it's a bug or, because it's telling me to go this way. Heck, the train GPS, I want to call it, it's telling me to go. Wait. Caution. it's caution. Anyways, yeah. And if somebody's gonna complain they don't know how to draw, well then it's not too late to draw or learn how to practice. Heck, PewDiePie managed to do it in 1 week and people got mad at him for being too fast of a learner to actually know how to draw. Hey, if he can do it, so can you. And if you still can't do it, then I don't think you're cut out for being an artist. Dude, at least the first thing you could do is just draw a circle. That's a start, at least. Hold on, let me try going forward. Oh, whoops, whoops, whoops. I unbuckled? When did I unbuckled? Or coupled, sorry, it's called coupling. Okay, nice and easy, eh? There we go. Alright, so no, I want to go forward for a bit. Is it the same thing up there? Because it's telling me it's green, but it's saying cautious. Not sure why. Or I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I should try going to the tutorial. I should probably do the tutorial. My mind is telling me to do the tutorial. Maybe I missed something. Oh wait, no, stop, reverse. Okay, well, it says caution green. Am I still allowed? Or is it because I was going too fast? If it says fail, I'm just gonna do the tutorial. Maybe I missed something. Okay, well, it didn't say fail. Okay, let's go then. Alright, I guess we're going this way, so it's the quarry that this path takes me. Interesting. Oh, and I know, I do know that other apps like, what's that one that gets popped up on YouTube? Like Grammarly? I'm sure you all know Grammarly, right? That so-called app that helps you on your spelling when English is not your first language. That one did get AI, has an AI assist tool. And oh my goodness. If you worry about the next generation of humans spelling errors, well, I think you should be very concerned, because Grammarly really got people forgetting how to spell. Like, apparently they don't know the difference of your and the other your. Like, you know, the your as in one's possession, and then the your as in you are. And then, of course, don't get me started on the three theirs. You know, there as in they are, and then there as in one possession. Because yeah, apparently people don't know the difference. You still, and I still see it on YouTube. So many people just don't know how to spell, and they think like because the AI told them that's how it's spelled. Again, nobody ever does proofreading. Even teachers, I'm hearing, are getting concerned about kids not knowing how to do even the most mundane stuff. And again, just like spelling. That's how bad AI is. So how would I fix that? I tell you, well, once the AI tells you how this is spelled and how this sentence is structured, hey, now the next thing you should do is proofread it yourself, because AI is not going to do that for you. And it will never do that. And if you can't, and of course, proofreading does require another person to look at your work. Yeah, hello. I mean, unless you're a one-man, well, then again, you're not always a one-man army, because even novel writers, when they write their stuff, they need to get proofread by their editors or somebody who's a professional on the field. In fact, it kind of reminds me of that anime show that I once watched. Like a group of girls that make manga. Forgot what it was called. It was like it was like a very cute anime where the main character was like struggling to get her anime serialized. It's like that. Except, you know, nothing to, it was way before the times of when AI was even a thing. Oh, and trust me, last I heard, Japan is very anti-AI. But they know its uses, but they would never like rely on it to the point of like being like, you know, like I said, they generate something and then call it a day. No, without even proofreading. Oh, and of course, Korea, I heard, has a very strong legal law regarding AI. So if you know something called some sort of AI tool called deepfakes, where it can generate like animated videos you can make. Apparently, if you make deepfake videos and post them online, doesn't matter what the context is, Korean law says you'll be fined or possibly serve prison time, depending on what the deepfake video has. Like if it's something suggestive, especially like anything that's porno related, that's not a fine. That's a years of prison, because it can cause defamation towards a person that the AI generates. And yeah, Korean court law on deepfake AI videos, they don't take too lightly on it. If only the West had also had laws like that too. So that way people would stop freaking using it. Even game companies especially. And the video will go bankrupt. Oh, I did hear after that presentation they did, NVIDIA investors and shareholders, or whichever one, started to back off. They were like, oh, this does not look good. Yeah, of course it's not looking good. And it's just sad how companies have forgotten why they are successful in the first place. Percy runs around his brake fan. What? Okay, what does that mean? In fact, a lot of AAA companies today have forgotten. Well, we're in a whole different locale. A lot of companies nowadays have forgotten what made them successful in the first place. Well, there's something called customer goods that you make, and you have something called feedback, customer feedback. You listen to those feedbacks to see what is wrong with the product. Then you make your next one better. And of course, yes, you can't satisfy everybody. I know that. This is, I mean, heck, this is probably why we have so many. Huh? Why am I going back? I should be going that way. Did the junction not change? Hold on. Anyways. Yeah, you listen to customer feedback. Now, of course, nowadays, these companies only look at the negative comments and cry about it. No, what they should be doing is only look at the negative comments that actually talk about your product and what is wrong with it. And once you figure out what's wrong with it, hey, you know what you do next? You fix those problems. Just look at Team Ninja. They're listening to Hold on. Is it now facing the right? I can't tell. Should be right. Yeah, Team Ninja is like listening to their feedbacks on Fatal Frame. They made a game balance in a single player game. Can you believe that? Yeah, because people were complaining that some of the spirits in Fatal Frame 2 were a bit too hard, and they get very, very aggro, which gives them like health regen faster or something like that. Or they regenerate their health more. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't do that properly. And yeah, Team Ninja listened, and they fixed it. Heck, before the game released, people were complaining about how the game has like this film grain filter that is, like a Fatal Frame staple. But guess what Team Ninja did? They listened. They even tweeted and said, yeah, we got all the feedback regarding about the film grain thing. People didn't like it. So we're going to have an option on the release day, or I think one day after release, that will add the option to turn off that film grain. It's just that simple. And like I said, you can't satisfy everybody. There's always going to be fans who... Oh god. I forgot. There's so many couplings. There's going to be... This is why we have so many variety of games. Like, you can't just tell a Call of Duty fan to start playing a FIFA game. That's not how that... Especially if the player in question is not even a football, FIFA, soccer fan. You can't force choke them to do it. To like that game. In this case, like, like you can't tell a non-Dragon Age fan to play Veilguard. That's not how that works, man. Did I even do that right? It changed when I filled... I am so confused. This is what train conductors have to deal with, trying to learn if the railing junctions are even proper. Well, you live and learn. This is like I said, a train simulation game. Please keep going. Please keep going. I saw that. I just saw one of the junctions just automatically flip. Why? Why did it flip? I have to go that way. Oh, wait. Dang it. No, stop. Wait. Instead of going through that whole... going back where I was... Wait, no. I don't think it's safe to do it. If I change the junction now, I think Percy's going to flip up. Because apparently that's how physics work. Okay. I think it should be okay. So first, let me... I'm confused. Wait, no. Because I want to go straight. Yeah. Now you see what train conductors have to deal with. Except, I think realistically... Ugh. Okay, whatever. I think realistically, there's always somebody on standby changing those junctions ahead of time. Usually it's automatic. Unless now the difficulty option is kicking in. like it's actually working. Yeah, see, it doesn't change unless I had to do it like twice. Oh boy, let's see. While I was doing the doing more emulators on the Steam Deck, I was pound on a question I can play Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone on the Steam Deck. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Keep in mind about the memory space that it's gonna take up, especially especially Genshin. Genshin between Genshin and ZZZ. Yeah, obviously Genshin has like the biggest memory. Yeah, see, it did it again. Oh, now this time I'm actually going the right way. Okay. Yeah, you have to put the launcher there and link your account and all that sort. But hey, at least now you have a way to play Genshin and ZZZ on the go. Except, you have to make sure you have internet connection. They are live service games after all. Alright, now I have to go that way. Okay. Alright, I want to make sure... Okay. Alright. No. I want to go this way. Micro SD card. Oh, so Steam Deck takes micro SDs. Huh. I hope it's not the Express one that the Switch 2 takes. The best PC handheld console ever. So I've heard many times. I've heard from many when it first came out. It did it again. It's just automatic. Maybe I need to go forward and then reverse. I wonder why that section specifically. The Steam Deck is going to be made even better when the Steam Machine comes out. Unfortunately, as you already know, the Steam Machine has been delayed, all because of good old NVIDIA. Because Valve can't manufacture enough Steam Machines, they want to make sure they release the product, enough products to the public. But because of NVIDIA's incompetence and relying on spending money on RAMs just for the sake of their AI project, yeah. Valve has no means of releasing the Steam Machine just yet. And yep, people were pissed. And what did NVIDIA say in response? Nothing but crossing their arms and laughing, being like, ha ha ha, Valve is gonna fail because they can't release their Steam machine. We took all the RAMs, ha ha ha. Yeah, well, guess who got the last laugh after yesterday's, or was it the day before yesterday's presentation? Well, it was definitely not NVIDIA, that's for sure. Can I just reverse here, or do I need to make adjustments? I think I need to make adjustments. Oh, wait. I could, like, go free camera and then adjust it. I totally forgot about that. I don't know. One side shows it. I'm going to try. Anyways, yeah, and the video can keep continuous burning all their money away like they're burning all the RAMs. They can do that for all I care. And then guess what's going to happen when it all burns down? They're going to blame you. They're going to blame me. They're going to blame the consumers. They're going to blame Valve. And then, yeah, say, and then there's going to be another headline and say, it's the gamer's fault. When clearly it was them. Once again, just another case and story of CEOs refusing to take accountability for their own actions because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to admit their own wrongdoings. They think it's the customers who are wrong. It's like that meme from The Simpsons. Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong. That's literally in the video right now. It's not that they're out of touch, though. It's more like they're failing to understand that we don't want it. Oh, careful about doing that. You don't want to expose the Smash mod. Well, then again, there's plenty of Smash mods that are just shown on YouTube, and not like Nintendo has taken those videos down. But yeah, just watch out for somehow the Nintendo ninjas get deployed. In fact, in case you need a small kind of warning, apparently Nintendo caught up on Valve and their Steam workshop. Like eventually, at some point, I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Nintendo noticed that some of their characters and content was available on Gary's Mod workshop, and you know Gary's Mod, and Nintendo basically told Valve to remove them completely. And yep, I don't know if they did, because Gary's Mod is, as you already know, the biggest modding game. So yeah, I think you should watch out for that. Or I should say, just don't be surprised if one day suddenly you see Dolphin emulator getting removed from Steam Deck or something like that. Or Nintendo makes demands. But hey, Smash Mod, Steam Deck. Something I wish I could do, but I already have Switch 2, and I can't risk doing that. As you already heard, Nintendo actually can brick. They can actually brick Switch 2s if you dare try to mod the Switch 2. So yeah, watch out. Watch out for that. Am I going? It's not left though. I even saw the railings change. Why is it even telling me to... Is this actually how it works though? Okay. Wait. Wait, I hear a plane. And on-game bananas. And... Sheesh, that took way too long. I think that's definitely a bug. What time is it now? Oh, almost 11. Okay. I should probably call it a night after whatever I'm doing here. Alright. I just go straight, right? I don't need to change junctions. Please. Otherwise I get flinged off because that actually happened once. I changed a junction somewhere in between and then Thomas went flying. He got derailed. I think that's definitely a bug. Like, I think what was happening back there with why the junctions are automatically switching is because the game thinks I'm playing on what's it called, like expert mode, where automatically set. Wait, did I read that wrong? Automatically set manual junction. But see, notice how it says automatic coupling is turned off, but you just saw I just coupled on this caboose. It shouldn't be like that. It should make me manually do it if it's turned off, right? I don't know. That's weird. Maybe I should turn it on next time? I don't know. I think it might be a bug. Like, why would the junctions automatically change me into a direction that I don't want to go, or I shouldn't be going? Even though I adjusted them manually, and then it just automatically shifts as I'm like approaching it. I don't know. Still won't stop me from playing the game though. Oh shoot, wait, is that okay? That's the opposite direction, right? Yeah. Rockstar has a lot of competition up ahead of them. This water graphics looks amazing. Well, that's assuming if Grand Theft Auto even comes out this year. I went too far. I know. Where do I need to go? Now I have to go ahead. That's my bad. That's me not paying attention to the speed. See, at least that ejector doesn't force you to restart. It's just that you don't get points. Which, yeah, you don't see because I turned off the score point. It's kind of... the UI kind of gets in the way. It's kind of just like any other simulation games, like Bus Simulator. You gotta stop at the designated point where you should stop, but if you go way too far ahead, then yeah, no points. Oh yeah, I forgot Phantasy Star Portable was on the PSP. Although I never hear much about it. Isn't it just a port of Phantasy Star Online or something like that? The Dreamcast games? I don't know. Or is it like a whole new different installment? Oh shit, I'm going too fast. Percy! It's okay, he'll be fine. And that's exactly what happens, why trains have to always go slow. You ever wonder why trains have to slow down? Why they should go slow? Not only for schedule purposes, but because of that. And yes, the game tutorial does tell me you should not go anywhere more than 5 miles per hour when you're gonna couple coaches and trucks and such. Otherwise, that happens. You get Skyrimmed. Except instead of launching yourself up in the sky, Percy just completely got flipped over along with the caboose. Is this a caboose actually? I imagine a caboose only, it's like a portable storage thing, right? Because I remember looking back on the show, I've seen a lot of these cabooses attached to the back of many coaches. The story takes place in Phantasy Star Universe 360, not PSO. Ah, okay. Huh, that's a funny take. It's like if you wanted to follow the Phantasy Star story, you had to like jump from one console to another. Sounds familiar, doesn't it, Tetsuya Nomura? Gosh, Tetsuya Nomura, if there's one man who can make a complex story and trying to force feed gamers to buying multiple consoles, it's Tetsuya Nomura. You'd think Kingdom Hearts 1 on PlayStation 2. Okay, so then there's a sequel that's coming to PS2, yes? Yes, while that did happen, but before Kingdom Hearts 2, there was a game called Chain of Memories. And how did you get to play Chain of Memories? You buy yourself a Game Boy Advance. Otherwise, if you jump into Kingdom Hearts 2, you wouldn't understand the references that 2 mentions about Chains of Memory. Or, heck, even the cutscenes. Or the fact that Chain of Memories had the other half of members of Organization 13. But in Kingdom Hearts 2, like I said, if you just jump into that game, you'll be wondering, hey, where's the other half? Like, you're called Organization 13, but there's only 8 of you. Where's the other half? Well, you can ask Game Boy people who actually played Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance. And guess what happened? A couple of years later, Chain of Memories gets a PS2 port. Or not a port, literally, Chain of Memories got remade from the ground up. Fresh cutscenes, more lore, of course. And yeah, the gameplay was still there, but now in 3D. And then, yeah, Tetsuya Nomura continued to make things complex by telling you, hey, there's a Kingdom Hearts mobile game on your flip phones. which fortunately was not even canon as far as I can tell, because Kingdom Hearts 3 never mentioned that. But they did mention, but the other Kingdom Hearts mobile games that isn't a flip phone was integral to the story. And then yeah, there was Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP, which you should get Ratchet, unless you can just play that on Xbox with the HD version, which I would recommend. Well, did I not couple them? Oh, now you want me to manually couple them? Wait, what happens if I try? I think the settings don't apply unless I restart the game. Oh no, now it does. Okay, all the other times it didn't even work. Weird. Anyways, yeah, but yeah, I know if you're gonna play Birth by Sleep, don't play the PSP version. Just get the HD version, because the HD version consists of like the Japanese Final Mix Plus stuff content. But if you want to, you can still play the original. Oh, we're gonna take the trucks to Farquaad. Okay, Lord Farquaad, you're gonna get some trucks. Okay, after this, then I'll call it a night. Okay, but let me just... Maybe I'll just do that. I don't mind coupling, doing the couplings myself manually. What are we going? Okay, signal says green. Let's go. Oh, right, I forgot Diesel was here. Yeah, people had to buy a PSP, then people had to buy a DS for Kingdom Hearts Coded. I didn't hear anything. No, what's funny, actually no, if I remember, Kingdom Hearts Coded was a phone game, then they ported it on the DS. Like I said, you want to find a game producer that can make things very complex and force people to buy multiple consoles and a flip phone to play to follow the Kingdom Hearts story, he's your man. But hey, at least he's not doing that with FF7. Well, I guess in a way, yeah, when FF7 was at the time exclusive to PS4. But fortunately, that's no longer the case. Xbox players waited for a long time and it finally came to Xbox. But then Switch owners, they had to wait. They got a cloud edition until finally Switch 2. Wait, was there a cloud edition for FF7 Remake? No, right? It was just they just straight up port FF Remake to Switch 2. Right? I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think I'm on the same boat agreement with Max, how Part 3 will not be a PlayStation exclusive. It's definitely going to be released on multiple platforms. Because Part 3 definitely is going to be the end, right? It's going to be the end of the trilogy. And why would you keep Nintendo, Xbox, and PC players waiting another whole year or two while PlayStation owners have it good, right? Especially with all the porting that they're doing right now. It's a build-up. In fact, I'm amazed that Switch 2 is getting FF7 Rebirth and Part 3. Well, Tetsuya Nomura has committed to it, so now he has to stick to it. He can't back out. Otherwise, imagine all the Nintendo fanboys who have a Switch 2 and be like, "What? I bought this expensive console just so I can have the entire FF7 trilogy, and you're not porting part 3? How dare you? Yeah, well, newsflash. You still don't have Kingdom Hearts 3, right? Switch owners don't have Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, technically they do, but it's, wasn't it cloud version? Or was that only the HD collections so far? Yeah, like I said, Tetsuya Nomura really knows how to make things very complicated. But you know, in a way, he is helping the console wars by, well, making multiple sales and giving people a reason to buy a console that some people refuse to get. You know, the fanboys back then, back when PS3 and Xbox 360 days were out, they were all making fun of the Wii owners because Wii was like less powerful. PlayStation and Xbox fans were like, our console is better than yours. We need to bring that back. And I mean that literally. And I'm serious about it. Because right now, I've already said it, Xbox, there's no reason to get it when most of their single party games are coming to PlayStation, let alone PC. Now, sure, PC is fine. Halo was long overdue of having a PC port. But at the same time, that kind of kills the reason of getting an Xbox. And now the fact that Horizon, Gears of War, and freaking even Halo is getting released on PlayStation, I am not on board with that. Even if I never own an Xbox, I would call that bull. Because yeah, again, it kills the reason to even have an Xbox. And you're wondering why Sandy Bonnie was didn't take Phil Spencer's position, and why she also had to be let go from Microsoft. Because even though they say she did well contributing to the Xbox company, but it turns out after the dust settled, a new dust rose, where turns out people within Microsoft said she was, quote, complicated to work with, and then how her campaign, everything is Xbox, which she wasn't wrong. She pushed that campaign to have Xbox exclusives to come to PlayStation and Nintendo and PC. Now, Phil Spencer probably could get the blame for that too. But yeah, maybe that's why both of them were retired. Claimed they retired, but others are saying no, they were most likely let go. They're only using the word retired just to calm the angry gamers if they ever found out the truth, or any parts of the truth. So, wait, was her name Sarah Bondi? I don't remember. Or was that somebody else named Sarah Bondi? No, I think I got that mixed up with somebody, right? No, Sarah Bond. That's her name, Sarah Bond. Well, no, that's just the typical, businessman, businesswoman, where behind that smile, there's something going on behind the scenes. So apparently, Microsoft employees did not find her easy to work with, as they said. And her campaign to push for everything is Xbox, apparently to Microsoft higher-ups, they said her campaign hurt their company and their brand. And they were right, and yet this is still the same company that is still releasing Halo on PlayStation. Ugh. If they meant what they said about Sarah Bondi and how they didn't like that Sarah Bond, and how her campaign hurt Xbox, then they should right now say, yeah, sorry, Halo campaign evolved. It's not come to PlayStation. It's gonna be an Xbox exclusive. They should do, honestly, no, I want them to do that. Yeah, I probably get a lot of hate for that, but hey, unless you can sit your butt down and listen to me, my reasoning why the console war should come back, well, I already said my piece. In a nutshell, as I said it many times, console exclusives are the reason why you even have a reason to buy those consoles. Why did you buy Smash Bros. Melee? Or, I mean, why did you buy a GameCube? To play Smash Bros. Melee. Why did you buy an original Xbox? To play Halo 2 for Xbox Live back in the day? Why did you buy a PS2? To buy a bunch of Capcom games that was mostly exclusive to PlayStation. From Onimusha, the Devil May Cry trilogy, and Resident Evil as well. Think about it. Capcom, PS2 owners had it good. They had a whole stack of Capcom games. You could even play. I mean, yeah, Onimusha 1 did get a port on the original Xbox, but 2 and 3 and Dawn of Dreams, no, it never came. So yeah, it's like that's why PS2 owners, they said they had it good. And why PS2 won that console wars. Now, sure, to be fair, Xbox came later. It was a brand new console by Microsoft. They joined at a pretty late state, but hey, it only took one console, the Xbox 360, to somehow reach peak levels of, well, sales. So, yeah, that's why console exclusives are important. Like, if Microsoft and Nintendo are complaining about the lack of console sales, that's on them. I'm not sure about Nintendo's excuse, other than their ridiculous price hike. But Microsoft, I've already addressed their problem why nobody is buying their consoles. And no, it's not just entirely on Sarah Bond. It's just the fact that they still greenlit the idea of sharing is caring. So let's put Gears of War 1 Remake on PlayStation. What could possibly go wrong? And trust me, the day somehow Master Chief Collection gets released on PlayStation 5, just strengthens my argument. And I don't want that. I don't want to see that happen, ever. Let alone Killer Instinct. Otherwise, what was the point of buying Rareware? And their IPs. Is that Thomas I see? Sounds like he's having a rough day. But at least he's kind enough to whistle back at me. Oh god, I am going fast. I think I know why. Okay, I knew it. No, I'm not gonna start over. I'll do that off screen. I was hitting the brakes, but I think the reason why I wasn't stopping is because, yeah, the weight of the the trucks were like pushing me. Physics does exist in this game. Sheesh gaming. Oops. Anyways, yeah, okay, no, that'll be it. This over RE9? Hey, yeah, again, I gave my reason. What day is it now? Thursday? Yeah. Whatchamacallit? Wait, I know ZZZ just had their special program. But I think their update is next week, isn't it? Excuse me. No, that's not it. Is it 2.7? Yeah, 2.7. Oh dang, next week. Oh man, and you know what's funny? I haven't even started the story yet. I'm falling behind on even the events. I gotta, once again. Why am I doing things by the last minute? At least in Genshin I'd finished everything, and now Genshin is calm. Oh yeah, and Genshin Phase 2 banner is live. And is there a recommendation I would suggest? Yes, Skirk. Get Skirk. She's the best. But if you need a cryo that heals and is good for offensive support, you can get the other character that is on the rerun right now, Escoffier. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But the choice is yours. But again, if I had to choose or recommend, I'd say get Skirk. Because I feel like between the two, I think Skirk will have like less reruns. Because I feel like she's like a bit more rare. But yeah, ZZZ update is next week already, I know. And yep, it's gonna have 2 new characters. The last member of Angels of Delusion, finally. And then the new member of Neps, the Snake Lady. Oh boy, that I'm telling you right now, that's Hoyoverse is going to be banking money on that update for both banners because you know it's 2 new characters instead of 1. It's 2. Double the characters. Double the characters, double the profit. What else is there? Let's see. I've also noticed that, oh, not noticed. I saw a funny streamer where he painted himself green, used a green screen effect on himself, and the game he was playing, I think it was Valorant, was visible through his body. And somebody jokingly said, "This is the new meta for streamers." I mean, you don't need to paint yourself green. Instead, you could just wear green. I've seen the Yo Video Games cast did it before. Who was it? I think it was Steve, where he wore all green, but only his head was visible. Yeah, but I think that should be the new meta. Just wear green, put a green screen effect on yourself, and then play a game. Let's see. Next stream or next time I stream. Let's see. Well, definitely it's gonna be ZZZ. Cause yeah, new update goes live sometime next week. I think Wednesday, unless it's a different day because of what was it? Daylight saving time. What else? What else is out there? Did I already see this one? Yeah, I think I already did. Huh. Okay. Every now and then, I'm seeing updates from Tokon, Marvel Tokon, and it's getting better and better. And that game is another case of, hey, we listened to our fans, the problem, and now we're doing what they're saying. We're fixing the game. We're designing it the way how they want it. Not everybody though, because you can't satisfy everybody, but at least to the point where the game needs this and that mechanic. So yeah, good on them. Good on Arc System work. If only Disney could just learn from that. I mean, after all, since they are the ones who own Marvel, right? Can Marvel also could Disney also learn how to listen to fan feedback and actually put care into their products and such? One could only hope. What else? Anything else? Oh, right. I guess I should give out a warning. Somehow, some way, people have found leaks on the Resident Evil 9 DLC. I know. The people just want those clicks and views, huh? Well, they're not gonna get one out of me. But yeah, just a big fat warning. If you ever see like YouTube thumbnails and such, yeah, just quickly scroll. Don't look at it. It could just be clickbait, or hell, it could even be legit. But either way, just don't even do it. And I hope, no, I'm sure Max would never do that. Max would not look into it. Let's see, what else? Is there any games coming out in March, near the end of March? Let's see. They should have the main menu in this game, animate a bit. Like, I don't know, clouds. Oh, Crimson Desert came out today. Well, I heard that one's a big game. Except when every time people see the trailer for it and the gameplay, heck, even when I saw the gameplay trailer, I'm like, this isn't real. This can't be a video game. But it is. I even saw the control layouts. It is weird, very complex. Because it's meant to be played on PC, I guess. But they still bother to release it on consoles, so hey, that's good. Yeah, I thought Crimson Desert was gonna come out at least maybe at the end of March or April. I thought, looking at the game, I thought it was one of those summer release games, but No, it looks like it's already ready and off to the digital storefronts. Yeah, no, at least no, it says here that's the only biggest game. The other one, the one that's coming out at the end of March is Life is Strange Reunion. Oh, and I guess just another game that came out today, Death Stranding on PC. Or Death Stranding 2. Right, that explains why the Kojima video popped up on my Twitter feed. He was just giving a shout out. But yeah, Crimson Desert is out. Watch out, Kojima. I heard Crimson Desert is the most anticipated game. And guess what? Some AAA companies are afraid of the game. It's another case of, don't look at the game. Our game is better quality than that. We just want your money, though. Meanwhile, Pearl Abyss, the Korean company... Yeah, this is another game that's made by the East. In this case, South Korea. Pearl Abyss, another case of like Asian company just taking the glory. But yeah, Pearl Abyss didn't have to say anything. They didn't go on social media. They just did their thing. They made a game. They marketed. They asked PlayStation to put up a trailer, and such. And that's it. Just like the old days. They don't need to take it to social media and fight back to their audience. Just make a game that clearly shows that there's a target audience for. Don't say anything. Don't fight back. Listen to the feedback that needs improvement, bug squashing and such. And before you know it, money might come in. It's not even rocket science. I mean, hey, just look at Sandfall Interactive. Expedition 33. They made that game. There was some marketing there. Turn-based RPG. Good story, good music. Got 9 awards. Made lots of sales. Ow, sorry. And that's it. Money came in. They didn't even need to go to Twitter and complain because they know there's no point in doing that. Although there was one point where Sandfall did get caught by using AI for one of the textures. And you know what they did? They didn't complain. They were like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we did use AI for some texture fillings, so we're gonna patch it. And they did. But it was just for the use of textures. I imagine it was like a placeholder when they were making layouts of the world. And then I guess that was overlooked before they released the game, which makes sense. I mean, hey, look at Bethesda. They make open world games like Skyrim. You think they're going to overlook a lot of cracks? Yes. I mean, that explains why your character is always like, you know, you see NPCs launching into the sky. But, you know, that's still the funny part about Skyrim. It's like a bug that you can't hate. You just laugh because you know it's funny. And you even say, I hope this doesn't get patched. Anyways, so yeah, Crimson Desert. I'm not gonna get it yet. Rather, I'm just gonna sit on the sidelines and see, really, is it really as what others claim to be an anticipated game because it looks good and plays good? We'll see. I mean, hey, their last game, what was it? Black Desert, which was an MMORPG, was pretty good. Except my experience with that game was so whacked that I don't know what people were talking about, because as soon as I started the game, my intro was played 3 times. I'm not kidding. But then finally and the story made no sense. But then at least when I started, you know, joining the main hub, I guess, I was like, oh no, this is an MMO. I mean, I knew it was an MMORPG, but I was reminded why I don't play those. the UI, it's like, this is not meant for consoles. How is this thing still on PlayStation? It's meant to be on PC with all these menus and the UI. But yeah, I mean, besides that, yeah, it is a pretty good MMORPG. We'll see if the same could be said about Crimson Desert, though. Yeah. What does 100% fog look like? Oh no. You know what? I take back what I said in my head. I said this game needs music. No, I said that out loud. This game needs music, but I think the silence is better. Oh my. Cheryl, have you seen my daughter? Oh yeah, I can't wait for I hope we get an update on Silent Hill 1 remake. Team Bloober, don't let us down. You did well with Silent Hill 2 remake. Oh god. All you need right now is some Akira Yamaoka music right now being played. And I think Thomas and Friends, Waldorf Sordor, will take you on a scary ride. Actually, what does it look like on nighttime? And that was 100%? 100%. Huh. When I put 50, it was foggy as fudge. I wonder if this game has some sort of ambience. Like if I try listening with some earphones on. Avoid confusion and delay, says the fat controller. It's not so bad with the lights on. But now it kind of reminds me of one of those UK horror films. Which is on point, since Thomas and Friends was made in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. But what does it look like without the lights? Oh man. No, I'd say daytime makes it even worse. Nighttime doesn't look too bad. It just looks like your typical rainy, foggy day. But, jeez. I wonder how much... No, of course, there's some visible walls. You can't just jump down hills. Okay, nope. This scene right here, this scenery right here looks like somebody's about to jump at you on the other side. Or like when you turn back, there's nobody there. When you look front, there's somebody right in front of you. Then you're like, oh shit, no, gotta go back. But then when you turn around, the figure is right there as well. I once tried driving a train through the fog. Now I know how dangerous it is for train conductors to go through. Well, no, trains even today, why it's dangerous for them to go through the fog. You can barely see even the signal lights. Oh. I've always wondered what Sodor looks like when it's like dark and foggy. And now I don't want... I mean, no, I welcome it, but it's also horrifying. Anyways, yeah, no. You'll see me drive through that next time. Alright, so with that, I will then see you guys in the next stream. You folks have a good day and a good night. See you, folks!